Hello everybody, Glass Half Dead here, coming at you hard and fast, by which I do of course mean slow and not hard. Wait, I should probably redo this intro, but I'm not going to. Once again, we have some Kill Team news, and this actually came out, kind of the leaks came out, I think Thursday, so I'm already almost a week late. And but then we did get some. That was just kind of a grainy, blurry white dwarf picture that I frankly couldn't read very well. But now we have actual screenshots of what I'm guessing might be a PDF. Now that's relevant, but we'll come back to it. So, Kroot Kill Teams, they're getting rules in this January's White Dwarf. Awesome, great, cool. This has been one of the kill teams that I've seen bandied around as kind of homebrewed rules for a while now, basically since Kill Team released, at least on the Reddit. And yeah, let's take a look. Let's see what's going on. The first thing I will note is that the faction keyword is Kroot, which does mean that Greylak, the Kroot mercenary from Blackstone Fortress, can be their commander. So they do already have a valid commander, which might be relevant later if we want to talk about missing units like the Kroot Shaper. First of all, let's look at the bottom right, Alien Auxiliaries. When you add a Kroot Carnivore to your command roster and create a data card, you could choose for it to have the Tau Empire faction keyword instead of the Kroot faction keyword. What this tells us is that only the Kroot Carnivore can be added to Tau, which is an interesting choice, I suppose. Anyway, let's check out the rules. So, Kroot Carnivore, 7-inch move, weapon skill 3+, skill 4, strength 3, toughness 3, wound 1, attack 1, leadership 6, save 6+. Okay. They have a Kroot rifle. Let's look at the Kroot rifle. So it's a bolter. Yep, that is literally a bolter in range. However, in melee, it does give you +1 strength. So effectively, the Kroot Carnivore is strength 4. Now, strength 4 is pretty respectable, especially when you only cost 6 points. That's not terrible. That's not terrible at all. Although, just looking down here suddenly at the points cost, we have, they're just called a Kroot, not a Carnivore. Seems like typo almost. Anyway, though they can be a leader, a combat, a scout, a sniper, a veteran, and a zealot. Yep. All good, those make sense. You're probably going to be going combat and zealot with them, if anything, although I'm not sure you would. Good stuff. And that's all there is to the Kroot Carnivore. There's no war gear options. There's nothing to them. But let's keep going. Kroot Hound, 12 inches, weapon skill 3. There's no shooting attack. Strength 3, toughness 3, 1 wound, 2 attacks. Leadership 5. Oh my god. Save 6+. You can only have a max of 4. And they are 6 points each. Okay. So same cost as the Carnivores, but you miss a shooting weapon to get yourself an extra attack, and they're armed with Ripping Fangs, which are AP -1, but they're only going to be strength 3. I've got to say, if I'm honest, I don't value strength 3 close combat attacks very highly. It means with most things, and let's be honest, most things means Marines, you're wounding on 5s. That's not good math. That is not good maths. Okay. Anyway, however, they do have Voracious Predator. Add 1 to hit rolls for attacks made by this model to the target model. I read that wrong, didn't I? Add 1 to hit rolls for attacks made by this model that target a model that has any flesh wounds. I'm not going to rate that very highly, if I'm honest. You're already hitting on 3s, which is, which is good. And you already have to have wrecked somebody's face for that to have any effect. Yes, it's good. They're only 6 points. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, if you forgot that rule, it wouldn't negatively affect you that much. But cool. They can only be a combat or a scout. Fair enough, both make sense. But then we have the creme de la creme, or the creme de la croûte, if you will. Made that up on the spot. God, I'm good. The Krootox Rider. 7-inch move, weapon skill 3, ballistic skill 4, strength 6, toughness 5, 4 wounds, 2 attacks, leadership 6, save 6+. You're armed with a Kroot gun and Krootox fists. Now, the Kroot gun is not a Kroot rifle. So, the Kroot gun, 48 inches, rapid fire 1, strength 7, AP -1, damage D3. Very nice. Very nice indeed. And it doesn't cost any extra points. The Krootox fist, is a strength user, so it's strength 6, AP 0, damage 2. 2 damage weapons, very nice. However, the catch, 27 points. He will officially be the most expensive unit, not including Commanders or Blackstone Fortress. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Anyway, let's read the rest of it. Agile Brute. Add 6 inches to this model's move characteristic for that movement phase when it advances instead of rolling a dice. So that is pretty good. We can't argue with that. That means you're moving, if you want, 13 inches. 13 inches is pretty big. Nobody's ever said that to me, obviously. That would be ludicrous. However, 27 points. That's... Okay. You know what? I'm not going to give my thoughts on things yet. Let's check out the tactics, because this is where things can make or break. And actually, little pro tip. I've already read these, obviously. And I actually think they're really interesting. So, let's check it out. Unfettered aggression for 1 CP. Use this tactic when you choose a model from your kill team to fight in the fight phase. Till the end of the phase, add 1 to the model's attacks characteristics. Okay, so I realized that I just said they actually have interesting tactics, and then I read the most boring tactic. Sorry, second most boring tactic. That's crap. It's fine. It's fine. Moving on. Hyper Evolution Kroot Tactic 2 CP. Now this one is, of course, very flavorful. Use this tactic when a model from your kill team takes an enemy model out of action in the fight phase and is not within 1 inch of any other enemy models. Okay. This model may not move in the consolidate step. Add 1 to this model's move and strength characteristics until the end of the battle. So effectively, if you one-on-one a dude, you can eat him. And then you could be +1 strength and +1 move. Now, the +1 move isn't that big of a deal, I feel, because you're already pretty fast. But the +1 strength means that on the first use of this, you're going to have a guy that's strength 5. That's pretty good. Suddenly you're wounding Marines on 3s instead of 4s. Very nice. Although, it's just a Kroot tactic. You could use it on a hound or a Krootox rider. Now, I think this is very useful if you've got a combat hound, maybe. Suddenly you'll be getting 3 attacks, wounding on 3s. Assuming you're going against Marines. Although you do have to, again, 1v1 someone. If there are any other enemy models, you can't do it. I don't think not consolidating is too big of a deal. However, I think we all know from the Terror Tactics mission just how challenging it can be to actually 1v1 a dude. Moving on to Primal Savagery 1 CP. Use this tactic at the end of the fight phase. Pick a Krootox rider from your kill team that is within 1 inch of an enemy model. Your model can immediately fight again. Oh my god, that's amazing. 1 CP for your Krootox rider to attack twice. But hold on. Because you can actually link that with Unfettered Aggression. For 2 CP, your Krootox rider can have 3 attacks and attack twice. Now, 3 attacks with strength 6 hitting on 3s, you're killing most things. And you're doing 2 damage. That's really good. That's really good. Let's not even start to take into account what Hyper Evolution could do to that, obviously, that stat line. But, yeah, I'm not going to bother with the maths here, because that's not really my thing. But you can basically kill anything in a single turn, not including commanders. So that's very interesting. if you find yourself challenging Tyranids often with their warriors and their lictors, this is a very interesting tactic. Prestigious Trophy, 1 CP. Use this tactic when a Kroot Carnivore from your kill team takes an enemy leader out of action in the fight phase. That Kroot Carnivore automatically passes nerve test until the end of the battle. Okay. Fine. Agile Hunter. 1 CP. Use this tactic when a model for your kill team moves in the movement phase. This model can leap over gaps less than 4 inches instead of less than 2 across until the end of the phase. Okay. To be honest, 4 inches is actually a pretty decent jump. If you do have a decent terrain table with quite a lot of verticality, that's actually probably quite useful. And certainly it can be set up so that it is actually quite useful. For a CP, it kind of sucks. You know my issues with CP. Honestly, I would rather that was just a thing they could do as Kroot. That should be a special rule. Why can't they all just do that? That would be very thematic. However, it's nice the rules there. I don't think it's worth a CP because my CP are going elsewhere. I will never have a spare CP for that. Which brings us to Tearing Jaws. 1 CP. Use this tactic before you make an injury roll for a model whose wounds were reduced to 0 by an attack made by a Kroot Hound. So hounds only. Roll 2d6 for that injury roll and use the highest result. That's pretty nice, actually. That's pretty good. So yeah, that's just good. Cool. I like it. And that's it. That's the Kroot Kill Team. We've got 3 models, data sheets, whatever you want to call it. We've got 6 tactics, and that's it. All in all, I'm happy that Kroot have a kill team, and I hope that this sets a precedent for the GW guys to bring in more factions. Now, on the off chance I was wrong about demons being the next kind of official faction brought in, I'd love for them, for all 4 gods, to get their own White Dwarf based sheets. That would be great. However, is there a however? No, there isn't actually. I think it's not the most diverse team, but actually I think it's pretty good. Like everything you get here. The tactics synergize quite well. There's only, I think, which one is it? I think Prestigious Trophy's a dud. Don't get me. Again, this is just my issue with CP that's coming out here. It's not because you have such low leadership, and that's something I'm going to talk about in a second. So actually, being able to automatically pass nerve tests is invaluable. But you have to kill a leader. It can only be a Kroot Carnivore, and it costs a CP. So you're going to use it. If you manage to fulfill those 3 things, you're going to use Prestigious Trophy. But also, if you've just killed their leader, you're probably about to win, because how did you manage that unless they were reckless? Let's have a think about armor saves. So, as somebody that has played orcs and tried to make them work, honestly, 6-up armor saves isn't fun. That's my issue with the kill team. With the kill team, no, sorry, with Kroot. Like I'd quite like to run some Kroot. They're fun. They're fun models. I know from playing orcs that I do not like armies that only have a 6-up save, which might sound odd. And don't get me wrong, I'm not against pulling off lots of my models as soon as they get hit. Fine. But if I was going to do that, I'd be playing orcs. And I know that orcs don't work for me. It's not my jam. It's not my peanut butter. Don't know why I said that. However, Kroots. Okay, so the big difference here is the Krootox Rider. That's a fun model. It's big. It's exciting. It can do a lot of stuff. And it has 4 wounds, and 4 wounds is great. And it's toughness 5. Toughness 5 is great. But it's a 6-up save. I don't like. It's gonna die. Like, I mean, it sucks to say, but it's not gonna hang around. It's only a 6-up save. Anyway, I'm gonna have a rant about more rules coming out in White Dwarves and how I feel about that another time. But this has been the Kroot Kill Team. I hope you've all enjoyed my generic, easily available anywhere by anyone thoughts on them and Kill Team in general. Big changes coming up to the channel soon. Got weird things happening, mainly because I'm moving. So if I skip a week of videos, it's my bad. But I'm moving and I have deadlines at work. Anyway, hope you've all had a great day. Hope you continue to have a great day. I am glass half dead, not a Kroot lover, apparently. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.